Just a few weeks ago, the Blue Mountains were covered in snow. Today, firefighters were using foam to get bushfires under control, having spent the night battling flames where they flared. Thankful that this time only one home was lost.
Whipped up by yesterday's winds, the speeding flames had firefighters racing against time, a race they would lose at this Katoomba address. Helene Beattie and son Chris were there as the choking smoke and flame became unstoppable.
Yeah, it was terrifying. Sorry, once I jumped up the mountain, just a matter of seconds really.
It was time to go. Driving off, there's a last glance towards the approaching flames, which would soon engulf their home. Today, the family returned to see the destruction.
It was a pretty close call, and the main thing is that everyone got out safe.
As firefighters continued their work around them, the family was told it's still too dangerous to go inside.
Good news, because the boat we were most concerned about outside in the back is still untouched.
200 firefighters and 6 aircraft were involved in the battle, which continued through the night. As the wind swings around, this is what firefighters have been worried about: flare-ups, the bushfire being blown back into life and once again burning towards properties in this part of Katoomba. But on the ridgeline, conditions and numbers were in the fireys' favour, as about 80 evacuees waited it out at the Katoomba RSL, including Lee Johnston, who wouldn't leave home without his mate.
Smoky. Well, you can hardly see your hand in front of your face.
As they bombed from the air, ground crews used compressed air foam to choke off any chance of the blaze reigniting. It was also used on the smouldering ruins of the Beattie's home. Despite the total loss, next door, Yvonne Wilson's home was unscathed.
Not even the windows were blown out.
It's the 5th time Helene Beattie has been evacuated from a bushfire, but she can't imagine living anywhere else.
This is really heightening the value of being alive, I think.
And Paul Caddick remains in Katoomba this evening. Paul, there were suggestions that fire was arson. Have investigators found anything?
Well, Mark, their work continues, but the suspicion is this blaze may have been deliberately lit near a lookout just over the road sometime yesterday morning. We spoke today with the owner of this house where the Beatties were renting. The question he now faces is whether insurance will be enough to cover the cost of rebuilding. And for a lesson in extremes, take a look at this photo from Chris Beattie showing snow here in the mountains just a couple of weeks ago. And now authorities are warning of the worst fire conditions in 40 years. Mark.
Shaping up as a very long summer, Paul. Thank you. A fire emergency is still playing out near Kurri Kurri, west of Newcastle, where fears were held for dozens of properties earlier today. The threat has since eased, although some roads remain closed and drivers are warned to keep away.